All right, XCN holders, what's next? This is NCM or Crypto. My name is Neil, keeping technical analysis short and sweet as always. And look at this volume. Still got about 9 hours left to pick this volume up. Getting a close above this would be nice to see, and we could potentially start seeing the reversal or inverse head and shoulders playing out for Bitcoin. So there's a lot of support here at 108 still with that 200 EMA coming up. The hammers are about to take this thing upwards. I don't believe we're going to have a further drop. I was wrong about that previously. We're just kind of waiting to see what the government's going to do. We're always waiting on the government to pay us out and then take our money once we actually get a payout finally. XCN, let's jump into it. XCN, still looking very healthy. It is underneath these two upward trend lines, which you would say, oh, it's going to have a further continuation downwards. The range we'd be looking at is all the way down here at 0.002, but that would be a major liquidity sweep, even with the government crashing and being shut down. This is about what we saw. We'd have to see some pretty intense news or some, something BS for this thing to tank all the way down here. We are still holding above this previous low around 0.00, I guess we could go down to 0.00765, but ultimately we expected this to happen when we were here. We didn't think it was going to have that further crash, had that push up, testing that 200 EMA, but ultimately got pushed down within this range for the liquidity sweep, letting a lot of people get stopped out and more people buy in. So with this liquidity sweep, the water is pretty far away from the 200 EMA. We typically want to see this come back into the CM guppy as we've seen previously. And every time it's done that in this previous history, it's tested that 200 EMA. So it's just a matter of time for those of you who are holding XCN for this thing to start pushing back up towards that downward 200 EMA and this downward red trend line. Yes, this has been a long waiting period. Yes, we should have had a reversal a while back, practically like whenever we hit here. News, FOMO, all kinds of random stuff. You just can't predict it, and that had that push down. So now we are in consolidation. We want to see it consolidate within this area. So it could be a couple days. I'll just be repeating myself if I post videos, but consolidation and then getting over that 200 EMA is all we really need at this moment. And then still it would be working within that range between the 200 EMA and this downward red trend line. Most likely get some rejection before breaking through that. I don't think we're going to have a major push through this. If we do, I would be looking at getting out and having a re-entry, because a quick push up, we've seen it have this major push up back here in January before major rejection and then taking off yet again. That's if you're willing to scalp trade. But that's kind of it for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't. I always recommend Tornado Cash if you haven't traded it yet. The reference link is in the description below to trade it on MEXC. I always recommend using a VPN. And Tornado Cash is one of the healthiest coins in the market right now. Even with the government shutdown and all the BS, we are still holding very healthy, keeping the 200 EMA and the CM guppy thinned out. 200 EMA is about to smack this into a new dimension. That's just in consolidation, so you got time to get in. If you missed your entries at 750, 11, or 13, now it's at 12. Not a bad entry price point. Good luck. Have fun with it. Use the description reference link below, and I will see you guys on the next one.